the most insane thing your school forced you to do? My elite boarding school required us each to catfish at least 3 wealthy older men every semester, make them fall in love with us, and then drain their wallets to fund the school. This batchet idea came from our headmaster, Mr. Gregorius, who was about 100 years old and looked like he'd never seen the sun. Every time I talked to him, he'd sigh wistfully and say something like, I remember when we used to be allowed to beat the students with a cane. He was exactly the guy you'd expect to read about innocent people getting scammed out of their money and think, wow, how inspiring. So every other day we had a mandatory class called media studies. Gregorius would coach us on pretending to be women on dating sites and writing emotional sob stories that would make middle-aged millionaires want to rescue us financially when actually they'd be wiring money straight to the school. Mr. Gregorius would spend hours teaching us psychological manipulation techniques, showing us how to research our targets' backgrounds and tailor our fake personalities to them. Finally, he told us we were ready to put our skills to the test. He said, your job is to make these men fall in love with you. Rich men will pay anything to feel needed by a young woman who appreciates their wisdom and generosity. He explained that we would gradually build emotional intimacy before introducing financial emergencies. We had scripts for medical bills, family crises, and travel money we needed so we could meet them and get married. This is the only way to afford the school you all take for granted, he told us. Prove to me you're not the lazy freeloaders you look like. So I spent every evening after classes pretending to be 3 different women who were all desperately in love with men old enough to be my grandfathers. I had to remember detailed backstories about my fake childhood trauma, my fictional career dreams, and my imaginary family problems while juggling my actual life. My phone would buzz constantly with messages from lonely men who thought they had found their soulmates, and I would have to respond with carefully crafted emotional manipulation and download voice-changing software so I could cry on the phone and still sound like a woman. Gregorius sent out weekly emails detailing how much money we'd all raised, and the person whose total was the lowest got an F in media studies and had to clean all the bathrooms on campus. One of my targets was this guy Harold, who thought I was a 20-year-old Russian woman named Svetlana. Everything was going as planned with him until one day he messaged me, I know who are you, Jackson, and I froze. He said, I've been watching your dorm for 3 weeks and I know you killed my Svetlana, but I forgive you and I love you and I'm still going to make you mine whether you want it or not. First I was terrified, but then I thought, this is our way out. There was no way the catfishing program could continue if someone had traced it to our school. My roommate and I celebrated, shouting our thank yous to Crazy Harold for saving us, and for one glorious night I thought my catfishing days were over. The next morning, I went to Gregorius's office and showed him the message, ready for him to tell me I was free. But he looked at the messages and told me with complete seriousness, I'm impressed. You built such a good emotional connection that he doesn't even care that you're a rather unattractive teenage boy. You should ask Harold for a larger donation before we cut contact. That's when I realized Gregorius was never going to let us stop, no matter how much danger we were in. He added an additional 2 men to my roster and told me to make them as crazy as Harold. He even suggested that I should use Harold's obsession to our advantage. Now that he knows you're a student, tell him we need emergency funding, he said. Tell him the school isn't safe unless he buys us a new security system. That was Gregorius's biggest mistake. One day the doors of our cafeteria flew open, and there was Harold with a loaded gun. He said this school killed Svetlana, and now he was here to rescue his beloved Jackson. I was hiding under a table, gripping the floor and praying he hadn't seen me. Campus security tried to subdue him, telling him there was never anyone here named Svetlana. Harold started shooting out windows while threatening to unalive everyone until his true love revealed herself. The police arrived within minutes and arrested him, but when they interviewed students asking for information, plenty of us were dying to talk. The police launched a full investigation that revealed that our school was essentially operating as a criminal organization that trained teenagers to commit fraud. By that time, Gregorius had stolen over $500,000. The school was immediately shut down, and Gregorius was sent to prison for however long he has left to live. I'm at a normal public school now, but I'm still not really okay. I don't trust anything I see online because I know how easy it is to lie. I have a girlfriend now, but sometimes she'll say something nice to me and it'll just creep me out because it reminds me of the lines I used to use to scam old men.